Hello, everybody. I want to welcome you to another Compass Games Town Hall session number 51. Today's Thursday, September 8th, 2022. It's great to have you here again. And as always, I want to bring in Bill Thomas, who I believe is there he is. Hi, Bill.
Hey, how you doing?
Good Thursday evening to you. Doing really good, thanks. Although, obviously, want to give our condolences to those in the UK and elsewhere regarding the passing of the Queen. So I know that was huge news today, and it's still traveling around. I didn't actually catch it on the news today yet. I haven't been watching television at all, but I imagine it's going crazy right now.
Yeah, she was 96.
Yeah, amazing life that she had. Yeah, so I'm sure everybody in the UK is, I can't imagine what that must be like given her reign. So definitely best wishes to everybody there. But hopefully we can do a nice pick-me-up for everybody. We have folks joining us from the UK and other parts as well. So good to touch base with you again. Great to have you back. I'm back from Console World Expo, and I can share some Compass Games-related pictures maybe tonight later when you'd like. So show some what games were being played basically last week in Tempe, Arizona. But I'm sure there's a lot of other news to cover in the meantime. So I'm going to turn it over to you and Billy to get things started tonight.
Yeah, Bill's back.
Yeah, right? I see that. Yeah, I hope he's definitely feeling better. Obviously, that's great news. Hope he wasn't out too many days. It sounds like he had something that wasn't too nice. It wasn't too gentle on him. So glad you're back, Billy.
Yes, good to be back.
Good to be back, Bill said.
There you go. Sure, the warehouse is rocking as always.
Yeah, no.
We could talk about the Kickstarter. I know we finished the Kickstarter for American.
Oh, no, the American Tank Ace did well. So,
yep. Yeah, thanks to everybody for that. I was just going to pull up the page on American Tank Ace. We had great participation of that this year. So, again, 343 backers. So that's awesome. Thanks, everybody, for all the backers. Nearly 350. So that's it's great to see a lot of love going Gregory Smith's way. He's probably joined us tonight as well, hopefully, as a viewer. So congratulations definitely to Greg. And there's a lot of add-ons that were Greg's own game designs as well. So really cool bundle offers. And looks like a lot of people were able to take advantage of it. So it's great to see that, and looking forward to as we get ready for the next Kickstarter here in a moment. So that's really good news. I could go straight. I could go to the expo whenever you want. So I didn't know. I know we didn't.
Oh, yeah, no, we'll go to the expo.
Okay, want to go there? Okay, so I just posted. So there's a large. So for those not familiar with Console World Expo, we had our 21st year this past week. It's a 7-day event in Tempe, Arizona. And we created a photo album, which had about 350 pictures because everybody could contribute to it. But what I did was I took out of that photo album, I took photos related to Compass Games. So you can see here it's Compass Games at Console World Expo Tempe. And I thought I could just get into a slideshow here of sorts so we can sort of see what we have here. And I'll walk everybody through some of these shots. So again, we had, it's going by itself. That's not good. But we had 260 people roughly. So between walk-ins and everything, we had a much stronger year than we anticipated because we had a big COVID recovery going on last year and cut the attendance by more than half of what we usually do. But had a very strong turnout, which everybody was very happy. A lot of people were traveling in from overseas.
Looks like it's all floor.
Huh? Yeah. So this is sort of a panoramic view taking.
But wasn't the floor carpeted?
Yeah, it is carpeted. So that's the carpet. They changed it out, I think. So I just did a sort of a panoramic view with the iPhone, just sort of going like this, and it sort of did a wide angle. So it's looks like a fisheye a little bit there, fishbowl. Yeah. But that's the full 6,400 square feet of space in the main ballroom. And then we have other gaming rooms as well. But again, it was a really great turnout that we had. Actually, the first area to the right where my mouse is, that's where we had Beneath the Southern Cross play test taking place with William Cooper. He had 2 separate tables for that. Yeah. So let's take a look at some more. This is what it looked like, the calm before the storm. So
no, I see the carpet now. Yeah,
there's the carpet. So this is the calm before the storm. This is just a regular shot, so it looks more normal now. And that's the main gaming hall. So that's where we have the Monster Gaming up front and some of the open gaming in the back. And then we have a bunch of other areas for gaming as well. So that's a little bit about that area. Here's the flea market table. So it's a very strong, as always, I think we're getting more and more famous or infamous for our flea market table. So this was the year we had 3 long rows of tables for the first time. Had so much stuff available at pretty good prices. So I just thought I'd share that before we get into the Compass Games coverage. So here's the first one. So I think the next 2 shots are of John Southard's Conquistadors. So that was being played. It was a 2-player game. So here's the other shot. Actually, the other shot's going to be coming up, I believe. But
There's Bruce.
there's Bruce Maxwell on the left, designer of NATO. So they did a interesting designer developer challenge. So they put out a call or a challenge to all attendees to challenge Bruce Maxwell and Fred Schwartz for a challenge. And they had 4 or 5 different games, playthroughs of NATO. So it was really wonderful. Here's another shot. There's Fred Schwartz on the right side. So he's pictured far right, facing the camera. He was the developer for NATO, and he's also the developer for Aaron Armour. So they had a lot of fun. This is one of those challenge matches they were doing. So that was near the back of the ballroom. The front of the ballroom is actually way at the top of the photo there, but they had a lot of fun. We also had the recent announcement with the Mons 1914.
There's Kerry Anderson.
Coming to Compass Games. There's Kerry Anderson on the left. Again, coming from Canada. It's the first time for 3 years. A lot of people were coming back for the first time in 3 years because of the unable to travel overseas last year, obviously, being in place. So Kerry was playing with Jeffrey Phipps, the designer of Mons 1914. They were doing several playtest sessions last week. And here's a close-up of Mons. So I just took a close-up shot of the playtest counters and the map graphics. We showed some of this, I believe, during our recent Compass Games Live episode with Jeffrey. So there's some of the playtest in action. Pretty colorful game. Here is 2 designers of note. So on the left, we have Roger Nord. Roger's done a lot of great designs, and he's working on several designs for us right now.
Yes. And I told you, John. Remember I told you I'm excited about that?
Yeah. So we've got 2 designs that Roger's working on for us right now. They're both somewhat updates of classic games, but he's updating them and adding some nice wrinkles to them. So we're excited about that.
Oh, no.
And then Don Johnson was seated here with his Civil War Great Rebellion game. He was looking to do some play testing as well. We have a lot of shots of the Third World War. So here's the interesting map setup. As you know, the maps can be configured different ways. It's 4 games in one. This is everything but Persian Gulf. So this is a battle for Germany, Southern Front, and I believe it's also Arctic Front at the very top left there. So you can see all 3 games there. We actually had several participants. Here's another close-up of one of the players. And here's another close-up of the map. Again, these are all the maps. Persian Gulf was on a different table. And here we have some of the players. We had 3 or 4 people playing it. So, that table configuration worked out quite nice. You could actually just grab that middle slot position there in the middle and reach everything very easily. So this is a pretty cool way that table setup worked out, where you could just sort of be in the back middle there. And there's the Arctic Front area of the map and Persian Gulf as well. So they had the Persian Gulf maps on a separate table next to the other map area I was just showing. Lots of Third World War series action taking place. Again, we called it Torpedo Run, so it's beneath the Southern Cross, and this was the Torpedo Run playtest portion of Beneath the Southern Cross, just using one of the 2 maps, so a little smaller setup. And we had about 3 or 4 different playtesters and multiple playtest sessions, and that's the designer William Cooper on the right. He's taking notes during the playtest sessions as he went through it. And there's another table of playtesters right here. So another 2 playtesters along with interested bystander just checking out the game system. You can see a lot of the status cards and displays being used for the game. So there's a lot more going on other than what's on the game map itself. You can see there's a lot of air bases, aircraft carriers, also are what those smaller cards are for, to track the status of every base and also the fleets, etc. Nice. And then searches taking place as well. So what was a nice bonus was William Cooper not only did several playtest sessions, but he did an hour seminar introducing the game Beneath the Southern Cross. So this is just a few shots of Bill giving the session. I think that's early on when it just started there. That's the title slide. So people were still walking in. He talked a little bit about the roots of the game, where he got the idea, what motivated him to do the Beneath the Southern Cross design, which has been in the works for a very long time. I think he called his seminar session Old Enough to Drive because he's been working on the design for about 16 years, which is old enough to drive a car. So that was the title of his game session because he's been working on this for so long and he's excited with it wrapping up now. There was also another seminar, and this was by Fred Schwartz, pictured on the left. Hard to see, I know, but he's facing on the left with a laptop. And then the designer, Bruce Maxwell, on the right. And what this seminar was an actual gameplay demonstration of Aaron Armor. So no better way to introduce the game than basically to give a quick 15-minute overview of the design goals and changes made, and then jumping into game turn one of one of the scenarios. So this is Bruce Maxwell on the right, basically covering, I think, some of the charts and tables and some of the different mechanics that were introduced to the game. They definitely covered the limited intelligence wrinkle that was added to the game that's very popular. So that's a little bit about that seminar session that took place. And here's more of a close-up. Again, that's Fred Schwartz on the left with the cap on, and that's the designer, Bruce Maxwell, on the right. And they're getting ready to do a Vassal live playthrough using the big screen, which everybody enjoyed. Also, Paper Wars 103 is coming up, Bill and Billy. So we had Steve Lesky out at the expo as he attended last time. And this is a little preview of Paper Wars 103. So he had his second Fallujah game all set up with the map and the counters. And of course, you can see the cover, the issue cover, which you can also see on our website because that's going to be coming fairly soon. But we got to see second Fallujah from coming soon to Paper Wars from Compass Games. Also, some other games being played and set up. This is before they started, I believe. Blue Water Navy grabbed some table space. Actually, they had it was set up. It was meant to be played at the very beginning of the expo, but somebody couldn't make it at the last second. They had to drop out. But it looks like they found another player. This was several days later to actually play Blue Water Navy. That's by Stuart Tong. And then Chris Van Burden. This is his Barbarian at the Gates game. So we actually have a picture here of the two players playing face-to-face. I talked to them afterwards. They really enjoyed the game a lot. Right. They had an interest in Ancients, and that's why they were eager to play Barbarians at the Gates during Expo. And this is actually a shot of our foyer area, which leads to the main gaming hall. So this is the area you enter before you come into that 6,400 square foot big room we saw earlier. So we had about 15 tables set up in the foyer area, and that's where we would serve coffee every evening as well. So again, that wraps it up. So that's just a little overview, a little taste for Consim World Expo for last week. Again, the biggest feedback I got for you, Bill and Billy, was, is Compass Games here? Is Bill going to do a company update, a seminar? So unfortunately, I know you can make it. So I reminded everybody we've got our very own Compass Expo in November coming up, Veterans Day weekend, over 4.5 days. So we'll have some seminar sessions and a company update, of course, taking place in Meriden, Connecticut in November. But that was a wrap on Consim World Expo. I'll check if there's any questions here. Again, this is available under Google Photo Gallery in case anybody had questions about it. But just looking here, yeah, and no. Yeah, everybody liked the photos. Glad you enjoyed them. But I don't see any specific questions yet about Consim World Expo. So yeah, just want to share that little bit. That was my life last week, and it was a lot of fun. A lot of energy in the room, a lot of energy for what Compass is doing, wanting to learn more. And I told them, well, if you really want to learn more and get some great prices on games, check out our Compass Expo event coming up again. So let's see here. And that is, so that's a review. Any questions or comments from anybody, let me know. But again, it was a lot of fun. The weather wasn't too hot. Overall, it was quite good. So everybody really had a good time. So yeah, those guys talking in the pictures on the left are talking smack about Third World War. I'll tell you what, the game's gotten just rave reviews just this universally. So not a surprise because the project team was so experienced and they've been working on the project 2 or 3 years. So we went in very confident with the production value updates and improvements to like housekeeping and adding game markers and just overall to the game. So let's see here. Would you all consider doing digital sessions or seminars during Compass Expo for those who physically can't make it? So that's from Down in the Hole, down on YouTube. Thanks for joining us, Down in the Hole. So it's something we can definitely try to consider, but it's going to be dependent upon having a good camera and, more important, having a good internet connection. So maybe with a hotspot, a mobile hotspot, we could figure out a way to stream but then we would have to have a good sound system because obviously you want to pick up the sound of the speakers, and there's a bit behind that to make that work properly. We didn't have it for Consum World Expo. Just it's a lot of work, and we have a lot of people already, and we got so much going on. It just would have been another complication. But yeah, so that's something I know that's come up before. Let's see here. I'm not sure what this is. Who do I contact if I have a? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what.
Problem. He meant Kickstarter problem.
Huh?
He meant Kickstarter problem.
Oh, Kickstarter. Okay, got you. Okay, so sales at So Andrew, thanks for joining us on YouTube tonight. Any questions, please, for Compass Games customer service, please send an email to sales@compassgames.com, and they'll be looking to help you. Looks like I'm just catching up in comments here, Bill. So again, I'm not reading any comments before I make them visible. So I'm just reading them for the first time. So Jeff Beeler is joining us on YouTube tonight. Guadalcanal campaign. This is probably talking about beneath the Southern Cross. It's definitely the biggest of the 20th century. The Triple Alliance War in South America was the biggest in terms of casualties. So a good factoid there. Let's see here, Greg. Thanks for joining us, Greg. And again, congratulations, Greg, on that Kickstarter we talked about a few moments ago. You know, you've been to too many cons when you can recognize random peeps in the photos. Yes, we have. I should mention that for Consum World Expo, out of the 260 people, about 50 were newcomers. So we had over 200 people that were return attendees. So it's a very loyal following. People coming back to rekindle those friendships, but we also had 50 newcomers as well. Any YouTube videos of the seminars? Again, Gary, unfortunately not. Thanks for joining us on Facebook tonight, Gary. No, there was no videos done, except for one person did do a video for a 2-hour lessons learned from Ukraine war. So our headliner session was lessons learned from Ukraine, and our very own Bruce Maxwell and Fred Schwartz were 2 of the 4 panel speakers. There were 2 others as well. It was a 2-hour session. It was standing room only. We added extra chairs. It was probably about 50, 55 people total in there. And it was a very interesting session. One of the people who presented, his son is fighting over in the Ukraine as a volunteer from the U.S. as well. So he had a lot of pictures to share from his son during the battles in the Ukraine. So it was a very interesting session. And there was a video taken. I'll have to see if it's on YouTube yet. I'll definitely check. So David, we had excellent turnout. So much... very surprised, actually. I thought we would get lucky if we hit 200. Historically, our highest turnout for Consum World Expo is around 325, 330. We did limited attendance of 125 last year, and that was just after the variant hit and no international travel. And we reduced the number intentionally because we needed the tables to be a good 12 feet apart at least. So we went from 125 to more than doubling. And things felt normal. Things felt normal again. I guess that's the best way to put it. And everybody was just excited to be back again. And then there's that question about Kickstarter. So we took care of that. Did the drunk undergrads at a nearby ASU, were they an issue? No, they were not an issue. I didn't notice students around the hotel, to be honest. But there was a football game that took place. I think it was Thursday night. They had a football game locally. So we were aware that there would be no way if people drove locally. There's really no way to drive in with a car in or out at ASU Stadium with the football home game and being an opener. So it was pretty crazy Thursday night, but it worked out okay because we had our game auction that night. So overall, no, the streets were a little busy, but not too bad. Joe was unavailable, unfortunately, to join us at Consum World Expo this year. I'm hoping he might make Compass Expo, actually, in November. So fingers crossed that happens. And let's see if there's any other questions. And Paul, thanks for attending Consum World Expo. I really appreciate the great comments, and hope you met a lot of great people. Same for Kevin, who does an awesome job for us in all our Vassal modules. Kevin was there in force, so thank you, Kevin. Kevin, by the way, I should mention, Kevin did a seminar. Kevin does a lot of Vassal modules for us, and he did a seminar which will be a 2-parter. Will be 2 separate sessions next year. One will be on how to build modules in Vassal as a Vassal developer, module developer, and a second session will be on how to use Vassal as a beginner, like a 101. So he did it as a combined session, which was just you need to separate them out because they're 2 big separate topics. And David, thanks for the comments again. So yeah, that's it. So I just want to share just a little bit around Consum World Expo. I don't want to steal the thunder from Compass Games. I just want to talk about Consum World Expo because I was out last week. That's why we didn't have Compass Games live. And we had a really nice showing of Compass Games with the Monster Game Third World War series being played, some play tests like Mons, Beneath the Southern Cross. Of course, we missed Gregory Smith. Greg's usually a regular at Consum World Expo, but with all the travel, I know it's too much for Greg sometimes, and I totally get it. And Greg's a great supporter of, he goes to our Dallas event now, and then he's going to be at Compass Expo in November, actually. That's the next convention Gregory will be at. But Compass had a great turnout, Bill and Billy. They just were clamoring to see you in person there. So I might be, you might see some emails coming your way, not from me, but from other unnamed people that go to Consum World Expo next August that want to see you there in person somehow, because they'd like to shake your hand and meet you there in Tempe. But I know travel's tough these days.
Yeah,
so there you go. All right. Well, that's it on Consum World Expo. So again, Compass had about 7 or 8 games being played, all positive. So great feedback from people. It was great having Kevin there, actually, just from the Vassal side, talking about what he does to help us. It's great to have the community that supports Compass Games. Having designers there. I mentioned Steve Lesky, William Cooper, too many to mention, really. Designers, Bruce Maxwell, Fred Schwartz is also going to be designing an Air and Armor game as well. So he's going to be actually going from developer to designer mode. So we had a pretty good contingency of Compass Games designers and other contributors. So it was a really great event. So, but we're getting ready for Compass Expo now, Bill. And we had sort of a explosive growth while I was gone that I haven't had a chance to do a full update on the website, but we did get a big tick up in attendees for Compass Expo. So I should probably just talk about that for sure. So, because that's our next big event, obviously. And the big news here is we had a big uptick. So while I was away last week, I came back home and, oh gosh, Bill was right. Bill told me, I think we've had some signups because I've seen some activity, people paying for registration. And that's absolutely true. Here's a matter of fact, here's some of the special events as far as designers we have coming already. So we're going to have more designers coming, but you can see here, it's a really strong list of designers for Compass Games. So we were in the low 50s before I left, a little over a week and a half ago. And now we jumped up to nearly 70 attendees. And this was updated 2 days ago, but just the attendee page has been updated. I have not updated the game signups page, which is right here at the bottom. And there's going to be another 15 people easy to add to this list. We're going to see a lot more movement now on this game sign-up sheet. And for those that are thinking about attending Compass Expo, it's a really nice, simple format of deciding what you want to play. We ask you what your top 3 game choices are that you want to play. We'll list your top 3 game choices here at the top. So I'm showing that here. Here's your first choice, second choice column, third choice. And then you can have several alternative choices as backups. And then you can see here, as your name appears, if you get a blue highlight for your first pick, that means, yes, you'll definitely be able to be playing that game. But also notice you might have some other players interested as a second, third, or alternate choice as well. So the idea here is you want to network and email those attendees on this list that have common gaming interests. And that's going to help you coordinate on what day and what time that you want to play your game. We'll have drop-in game activities galore. We're going to have a bunch of play test sessions. As I mentioned, we have all these special events. A lot of these are designer-hosted play test sessions. I'll make this a little bit bigger so you can actually read it a little bit better. So there you go. So we've got a few tournaments being scheduled. I've got 1 or 2 designers that have reached out to me just this week that I have to get back to. They want to do tournaments during Compass Expo. So this list is going to sort of do a nice blow up here. We're going to be adding a bunch of more sessions here. And then, of course, we have our seminar sessions as well. And Bill does his annual company update session. And I think we throws in the free pizza, which is a ton of fun. We do that one evening. So expect to see a lot of great activities for Compass Expo. And the sign-up process, again, this is where you contact people. If you agree to disclose your email address, people can just reach out by email and say, hey, I noticed you were interested in these 2 games. Well, what do you say about us trying to play the game during the event? Let's try to set a date and time. We can figure this out. That's all there is to it. And then we help you coordinate on games on site as well. So again, that's just a little bit about Compass Expo. But yeah, turnout, Bill, is starting to heat up. We're probably at 70 already because I haven't checked signups over the last 2 days. a long list. I can't even get all the names anymore without scrolling. So we're looking for a pretty big turnout this year in November. So we're still two full months out. So it's going to be a great turnout for sure. And I don't know if you have any updates you want to share, Bill, on Compass Expo, or I know there's more planning going behind it for seminars and getting things all set up. But I think the main thing is just, we want to make sure everybody has a great time. You're going to have the Compass store again, I believe. That worked out great last year. And then maybe preview items. Are going to have preview of games that, like a preview copy of games to show off again as well?
Yeah, probably, yes.
Yeah, okay. All righty, let me check questions. And
a frog in my throat. The whole frog.
Let's see here. Join. No problem. So I know how busy you are. I mean, I don't know what's happened in the last 2 weeks. Like I said, I've been gone. I've been traveling, so we haven't had a chance to coordinate on hot topics for tonight. We just finished a great Kickstarter. There's not much more to say about the Kickstarter other than we really appreciate the support because it was a great Kickstarter, again, for Gregory Smith's American Tank Ace. Let me do this really quickly, though, before we get to other topics, is I do want to provide an update on our schedule. So the schedule has been updated. So I want to just share that here briefly. I'll zoom in here again. So what's happened here is I've updated the pre-orders. We're not going to do a pre-order tonight because I'm still in catch-up mode. But you'll notice right here, for example, we have added to our pre-order list on the right column halfway down. So we've caught up. I've added the 3 most recent pre-orders that were not appearing there before. So Market Garden, John Butterfield series, World War II Commander, brand new title, by the way. Brand new game, hasn't been done before, wasn't done digitally before. This is a brand new title covering Market Garden. Then Brief Border Wars from Brian Train. That was announced with an interview we did recently with Brian. And then Sea Power in the State we did about 2 months ago. Those are the 3 most recent new pre-orders. So those have been added to the list. And you can see it's a pretty long list now, and it's going to get longer because we're going to be adding, again, pre-orders every week. And then I hope I got this right, Bill. I may have guessed a little bit. I don't believe Billy's been sending out No Peace Without Honor yet. I could be completely wrong.
No, that's already been mailed.
Okay, so that's where I'm wrong. So No Peace Without Honor is going to shift over to the right. And then the question is, we jumped up. We put American Tank Ace up to the front because we also did the Kickstarter. I don't know if the release date is going to stick in this order or not. As far as I think there were some collation things maybe still
American Tank Ace is still the next one out.
Okay, perfect. Okay,
somewhere around 2 weeks from now.
Okay, great. So there we go. So 2 weeks from now. So No Peace Without Honor is now shipping. American Tank Ace, I'll make this bigger just so we can focus on the release schedule, which is the left column. So here we go. So again, No Peace Without Honor is out. American Tank Ace is out in 2 weeks. And then Schnellboats is coming up next. So basically that will be our next Kickstarter program, is Schnellboats as well.
Yes.
And then Paper Wars 102. And I mentioned Paper Wars 103, which is further down the list because we had Second Fallujah was on display during Console World Expo. But if you look at this order, Bill, I haven't changed it. So I don't know if there's any big announcements, but if the order looks good to you, that's great. And we can actually add 1 new title. I've got 1 slot. I've actually got 2 slots now. Opening up because you mentioned that game has already started shipping. So No Peace Without Honor. So we've got slots to fit in 2 more games after Fall of Tobruk if you want me to do that for the next update. But yeah, lots of activity there for sure. And I don't know what the 2 games would be that you would add. I honestly don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't know what they are.
So we gotta figure that out. But hopefully this is a good update for everybody. I'll do the quick update. I'll get it done tomorrow. And this weekend as well. I'll need more time for the game signups for Expo. I'll get the signups for Expo updated this weekend. If anybody's on the fence looking to attend, please get in your registration. We're sort of hitting critical mass. As we're 60 days out, that's the time you want to make sure your game is showing up on the wanted to play roster. If you're holding back, it's going to be harder to garner interest for your games. So it's always better to strike early while the iron's hot with what games you want to play, because that might draw other people to sign up for that game. Once they see it on the roster sheet, that's going to remind them, oh, yeah, that is a good game. I wouldn't have signed up for that, but I see it here on the list, and that's a great idea. I'm going to sign up for that. So I'll be working on updating the sign-up roster for Compass Games Expo this weekend. So that, in short, is our update. So just one minor update to make, and maybe we can add some additional new titles as well at the very bottom. But American Tank Ace, that's great news. Shipping in 2 weeks. I'm excited about that, and I'm sure everybody else is as well. So that's great news. Let's see here. Let me see if there's any questions. Let's see. Mark D on YouTube. People want games. Most players at PacificCon came early and left late. Labor Day weekend. By the way, thank you for the prize support, Bill. So again, thank you, Mark, for joining us here. And glad you had some nice door prizes for PacificCon. I know PacificCon actually just took place. So I think that's true. I think people are just really itching to have a chance to play games again. That's what I really noticed. So great to hear there was another strong turnout for another game convention. That's great news. And we see the same for Compass Expo. Oh, that was the other question. People were asking me, Bill, is there still any plans for Compass to have a game convention in a different part of the U.S., not just East Coast? And I said, well, we brought it up earlier, but yeah, we haven't quite made.
Yeah, logistically, I don't see that happening.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. Shoots Troopa question. We're waiting. We submitted some. Bill covered this, and I think Brittany may have covered this a little bit as well. We do additional proofing rounds and steps that Brittany heads. Brittany helps lead us on that effort. So what happened was Shoots Troopa went some final proofing round about a month ago, and we're waiting on final changes from the artist. These are all enhancements to the game that are going to happen before it goes to print. So that's the status. The printing of Shoots Troopa is on hold until the artist gets us the final required changes. So hopefully that's going to be coming in very soon. Catalog coming this month. Billy's hot on my tail to get him the files he needs so he can get it done. So I know he's working on it right now because I'm playing catch up with Billy, but I don't know the exact date of the release, Billy, for the catalog.
No, we're looking at, I would say probably first week of October it gets mailed.
Yeah.
First week of October it gets mailed. Okay, so that's a good timeline. So great, Mark. Mark, thanks for sharing about PacificCon. Glad to hear it was a great event. Peter is asking over on Facebook. Thanks for joining us, Peter. Any ETA, Bill, on Blue Water Navy, the Pacific?
Yeah, the designer and artist are going back and forth. They're wrapping up the charts and the map and the counters. And then we got rule layout to do. So hopefully we'll get to the printer, hopefully towards the end of the year. It will be at the printers. Great.
Wonderful. Awesome. Matt says, please come to Florida. This is requests. Again, I'm getting a lot of requests where people want Compass to be
the good
at
thing
events
is
or supporting
Hartford Airport, which is a small airport, actually they have direct flights to Florida now. They actually have a direct flight to Vegas, which is interesting.
Oh, wow. Great.
Yeah. So not
That's
that
awesome.
that matters, but I threw it out for.
Yeah, no, a lot of people are asking about,
Yeah,
please, Compass, please join us at these events. So I see a big uptick. People are really excited about events again. So I'm seeing a big uptick in events. So James, thanks for joining us, James, on YouTube. Yes, like I said, a lot of people are requesting Compass to be in person at events. I don't know what to tell Bill. It's the truth. So yeah, so we do have Consum World Expo in Dallas, which Compass is a sponsor of, by the way. I don't know the date for 2023. It's going to be March or possibly May again. It was May this year in 2022. But we will have our Consum World Expo for Dallas, probably in May of 2023. So that could be an opportunity. But again, I don't know. That's a new problem for Bill. I'm getting overrun with these requests about please be at these events from now on. So, well, that's a new problem for Bill to work on. And then, by the way, Bill, just to make it, just to spread the wealth, to spread the joy here, you need to go to Canada as well. So again, please note you're being asked to, and then Expo Vegas, thumbs up on the Vegas idea, Bill. I know there was an event in Vegas a few months ago. It was advertised. I forgot the name of it. So I know there was a Vegas event a few months ago. Victory at Sea will be coming soon, Jack. It's actually on our homepage that I was showing earlier. You can scroll and you'll see the order of appearance for Victory at Sea. It's down the list. Compass Games at the Las Vegas Open. It is technically a war game convention. So there is that, and there's another. I think there's another game convention. Forgot what it's called. I don't think it was called the Open. I might be wrong. Will Spitfire Ace be shipped anytime in 23? Hard for me to say that right now. If I can get an artist on it quickly, I can give you an answer. So let me not answer that right now because end of 23 is still a bit of ways away. So let me come back to that one. It just depends about some scheduling of artists. Okay. So next question. Could there be a large print version or booklet version of the sales catalog possible? So
No.
I guess zooming in digitally for some people might not work in some cases. So I don't know. I don't know how that would. I guess you could blow it up at a Kinko's or I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I guess you could blow it up, right? Scan it and have Kinko's blow it up, I think is probably, but I don't think we have any plans that would be
No.
hard for us to do.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Let's see what else we have here. Bill, how about doing a town hall or a video of Compass Expo for all of us West Coasters? Well, I want to say real quick, Vicky, that we have some people from the West Coast that are going to be at Compass Expo. We have somebody joining us from Spain, which is pretty far away as well. So I think that's further. Yeah, Spain is a further miles than crossing the Atlantic than I think the West Coast. So please consider flying from West Coast, Washington, Oregon, California, wherever you are. Please consider traveling because we do have people from Nevada, Utah coming in. We have people across the U.S. coming in, and in all parts of Canada, hopefully coming in as well. So definitely consider that. I don't know about the video. Again, I talked about the video earlier, Bill. I just don't know.
Yeah,
I know
no,
that's an ask. I know that's an ask, and that's one of the things we have on our list to talk about.
Here's the issue. Okay. We're going to probably hit about 125 people, I would think, at the end of the day with walk-ins and people, because we're on track to do a little better than last year, but it might pick up. Okay. But it takes a lot of time to, everybody at Compass is doing stuff at the convention. Okay. So we're very busy and we don't have a lot of extra resources. So to actually videotape stuff, it's just another thing when unfortunately our priority is the guests there,
Right.
because they're there. So we're trying to make it a best experience as we can. And I would love to do a town hall, but again, it's just so
A lot of
we're
moving
running. Yeah, there's so many issues with hotel issues. It takes a lot
It's
of
tough.
time. So
I mean, we would do it if we could do it and find an easy button, like the old commercial, the easy button. We'd love to do it. I mean, and the technology is somewhat there, but again, it's the bandwidth and doing it right. And like Bill does a great job with the company update because we go around to a bunch of people, sort of like a panel discussion. But how do you set up volume and mics for many people? You'd have to like pass it around, and that would be hard because it could be people going on opposite ends that have to talk after the other because of questions from the audience. So it's really hard to pass a mic 30 feet down or something quickly. So it's a real challenge. So but we totally get the request. And if there's a third party, Bill, I would say this: if there's somebody that can step in that would volunteer to do a video setup for us.
then yeah, no,
That would be
we'll do
awesome.
it. It's just, yeah.
That would be awesome if somebody's willing to do that. I know Mo's an expert at videos, and I think he tried to do something with it last year. So I don't know if that could be an issue, issuing a challenge to Mo, because he's probably the closest person I know who's really good with videos and cameras and broadcasting. So maybe that's a plan B. I hope. Let's see. And another game-related question. So switching from Expo for a second, Erwin. Thanks for joining us again, Erwin, on YouTube. Appreciate it. What's the next iteration of the No Peace Without series system? Perhaps a 7 Years War in Europe or possibly Napoleonics? This is one I can't answer because I'm not involved in the projects for this series, but I know Bill's thinking about it right now. I can see he's got his thinking hat on.
No, I thought. Huh. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, great question then. Great question.
Not a
Talking
great
back
answer.
about questions, people like the idea of Vegas, and then another one for Canada came through again. Of course, Midwest. Yes, I did get requests for the Midwest. Just hotels being not so expensive, being easy to fly into from both coasts. I totally get the request about Midwest or mid part of the U.S. Totally makes sense to me. That's probably been the most common request is somewhere in the middle, some middle point somewhere. So Yes, somebody did ask. Yeah, David, thanks for joining us, David, again. And the catalog's going to be shipping sometime in October is the plan, perhaps early October. We'll see. But October is the plan for that. And Jim says, nah, Canada's too easy for you, Bill. You need to be in
Yeah.
Australia.
Yeah.
There you go. Let's see what else we have here. I'm just going through. I'm trying to catch up. Yeah, any news on Battle Hymn Volume 2? I know that's...
Yes. The artist, I'm really... the artist, I email the designer every 2 weeks now on that. Okay, and I know the artist is working on the map, and he's waiting for the counter sheet, and he's got the rules, and he's got the charts and tables, and then it's just the rule layouts. So it's moving along very slowly, to my chagrin.
That's all right. I've added to that list. I can match your chagrin and raise you 2.
See, I like to throw these words out because Bill doesn't know he never heard these words because they're 1930 words. So
chagrin. That's a good word. I like that word.
Yeah, nobody says it though.
Brittany weighed in on the catalog size issue. She recommends FlipSnack can help increase the size where people can zoom in more easily. So it looks like we got a nice platform out there that can say that. Andy, thanks for the props on pronouncing it correctly. I can't remember how I pronounce it, to be honest, but my daughter just moved there last month. So she's in Beaverton. So I have to learn how to pronounce the state correctly, obviously. So there you go.
Why? How'd you do it?
Huh? I don't know how I said it. I don't know if I said Oregon or Oregon. I don't know what I said, to be honest.
Yeah, Oregon.
I don't know. I have no idea what I said. So I can't remember. Andy's giving me a nice compliment here, but I have no clue how I said it. So Mo did shoot the designer seminar last year. Thanks for doing that, Mo. So yeah, if there's a way to capture volume sound somehow in a good way, that'd be great. Justin, yeah, I like this idea, Justin. It'd be cool. It would be cool, yes, to do a virtual tour of the Compass warehouse. And we could probably, I've seen a new cool filter where you can just sort of, you can make stuff fuzzy that you can't see any titles in the warehouse that aren't on the release schedule yet. So we can do all kinds of teasing. We could do the warehouse and have a lot of stuff, sort of like that government report. Everything was blacked out, right? Like black smear markers, so you can't read anything.
But we brought all the the games that were there to the convention.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so for Expo, so for those in person, we bring every game that we have a preview copy of to the Compass Expo event. That's true.
People would think.
Yep.
In order for
but yeah, seeing the warehouse would be Billy can give that tour. I think he would love to give that tour.
Yeah.
All right. So here again, Bill, for you.
We're warehouse doing it.
More for you, Bill. Here. So yes, as mentioned, Spain is going to be a little further than the way. So I guessed right. There we go. Get an intern to do the video. There you go. That's always a good idea. Getting college help always is a nice opportunity. Helps build up the resume as well. Let's see. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the intern and getting somebody, definitely get it. Absolutely get it. So thank you for that. Let's see here. Oh, simply get a feed of the Compass Games store room. That would be funny. So yeah, doing a surveillance video of all the stuff we have there. That would be, we would need one of those, like, it has to be a panoramic view like I did at the ballroom, because there's so many titles on so many tables out there. It's crazy. So absolutely. Let's see here. What else I can find? There is John Size really getting his plane reservation made. He's getting ready on that.
Oh, that's
Manatee is asking about progress on Against the Reich. I do not know. I'm not
involved in. He's working on that. I haven't heard anything in months on that one.
All right, Art's online tonight, so he can post a comment. Though there you go. We did talk about Battle Hymn 2 already. So Battle Hymn 2, Art will give that update. So definitely, and yes, we do plan to beat the Kardashians any way we can. Absolutely, we strive to do that. Does the catalog go out to all your mail order customers, not to our European? Does it go to European?
No, it doesn't go to Europe.
Yeah, it doesn't go to Europe.
It stays in the U.S.
Stays in the U.S. Thank you, Bill. Yes, again, Expo, Bill. Expo. Sorry, it's not going to stop. Really looking forward to Roma Victrix. So yeah, we have a nice designer interview on that. Silent War is doing well, I believe, as well. That's the big.
Yeah, it's off to the printers.
Yep, there we go. Origins, I don't think we're at Origins at
No.
all. It's WBC. So there you go there. There's the word of the day for Billy. So Billy's getting educated on this 1930s lingo. So awesome.
I forgot.
Oh, and this Craig raises Bill 1 on the wording here. Look at that. There you go. Awesome. So there we go. Don't forget to get your town halls in, everybody, because town hall is how you get the free get the free prize today for tonight's session. Don't forget to do that.
What happened there? But
there we go. Catching up. Yes, Mo says he can shoot a tour of the warehouse with Billy. So there you go. Happy to do that. I hope she's going to be working my daughter there one day, but she's doing a remote based work right now for NCR, in charge of ATM terminals throughout the U.S. Support for ATM terminals. Not probably the most exciting thing in the world, to tell you the truth. But there you go. Oregon. Okay, but you forgot the R in Washington. All right, yeah, maybe I mispronounced Washington. There you go. Let's see. People really interested in seeing a video during Compass Expo. I'm definitely getting that message loud and clear. So thank you guys for the healthy push or shove on that one. Let's see here. Greg says, no, I need Mo's time to test Gladiators game. So he's going to take him away from the videos. Art's been working away on other projects. So there you go, Bill. Live update from with autocorrect spelling too. So he's getting them done one at a time. So he will be getting to Against the Reich. Brittany is twisting Bill's arm tonight, being a difficult employee. No, I'm just kidding. No, she wants to see Silent War because I think she's played that already in the day. So I think that's what she did there. Greg, thanks for joining us, Greg. Late getting free from work. I'm essentially done with the new scenario for Kharkov battles for Paper Wars. So that'll be exciting. So that's for 106. So
no, that's good. Yeah,
nice to see the lineup. A lot of Against the another update from Art. Look, I love these real time updates.
A lot
that is
of
awesome.
Against the Reich is
that is awesome. Let's see, John Allison. Thanks for joining us on YouTube, John. By my count, there are 48 games on pre-order. Will the 2 new additions to the list come from those, or is there a possible wild card? Will the 2 new additions come? Yeah.
I don't understand that.
Okay, so what he's asking is, about the new. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. So So what's happening is, just to explain, is there's games that we don't have on pre-order yet that are going to be in the catalog. So we've got to get these pre-orders done. So the reason we're trying to do pre-orders, and we're going to get back on schedule now. We're doing pre-orders every week. The reason we're doing that is because the catalog is going to have these new items listed that are not on the website yet. So the answer to this question is no, they are not part of the 48 already on pre-order. So these new games are coming to the catalog first. We already know about them, and we're adding them to the website next. So we have a lot of pre-orders, and that's why, Bill, I could switch to this mode, by the way. So we have this handy mode. Let me see if I can find it here for you guys. So I can switch to this mode. When I switch to this mode, this is the cue for Bill to yell at me, because out of 50 pre-orders, there's definitely several that are sitting on my table, gathering dust upon lint upon dust. So skeleton remains, cobwebs. We've got the whole thing basically there, right? It's like my dating life before I met my wife. Really scary stuff, right? So yes, there are a lot of pre-orders.
I've learned a long time ago. Okay, you expect very little from employees or people, and you get less, and you gotta be happy with it.
And I try to set that curve for you, Bill.
You set the bar, and this isn't only with you. This is across my whole. I have very low expectations across the board in all my companies because it is what it is. So then when I do get something, I'm excited about it.
There you go. And Humanity's excited, a nice segue here, about Against the Reich, which was mentioned when Art finishes it up. David White has another question for you, Bill, about how about GDW reprints? How's that coming along?
Well, that's coming. 1940 is at the printers. Okay, Julian,
The 3 games. Yep.
Art did some stuff. Art did the artwork. Julian did some things to get it to where we could send it to the printers.
Yep.
Okay, so that's all done.
Yep.
Road to the Rhine. I don't know what the holdup now is because I like Joe Yaus, but
I think
now he's saying he needs a template for the rule book.
a box template and template for the rules, like a PDF. Like we don't have a template for rules, so it's like an example of how we do 2 columns, how it can look. So that's probably on me because I've been gone, and unfortunately I didn't. I was hoping to see Joe at Console World Expo, but unfortunately he couldn't make it. So that's on my catch-up list to make sure Joe gets what he needs. Because
So that's almost done.
the map looks good. Yeah, map looked really good. He showed that to you 2 weeks ago, Bill, for our last town hall. Looked really nice.
And then Burma, okay. No,
Oh yeah, Burma. Yeah.
yeah, Burma.
I'm laughing because I know what.
Burma is in good shape.
Yeah.
Okay. Bruce is working on it. Okay, and yeah. So that's working. That's going pretty well. So that will be out there.
Sorry about that one.
Yeah. The combat reprint is combat. What's going to happen is combat 1 and 2, enemy action, Kalkov, full Blau. Granada 2?
I don't know where it's coming, but it's in there. It's in somewhere.
Yeah, are all going to be available in November.
There we go. Perfect. And now regarding setting the bar low, you would not want a dating life game based on my life story. We don't want to go there at all. It would be the worst game possible. It would be the first game where you don't even need a dice to roll for result because you would know the result is horrible each time. So we don't want to talk about John's past dating life growing up. We definitely don't want to go there at all. So, but yeah, no, Kaiser Sea's High Fleet is coming along very well. So yeah, so we'll have some news on that one shortly. Actually, Kaiser's High Seas Fleet. So we'll definitely have some news on that very, very soon. So just catching up here.
Granada is going to be back in print in November too.
Granada will be back in print in November. Okay,
and
so that's
Kalkov Battles will be back in print in November too.
excellent. And Shin, message loud and clear, Shin, about Belter. We know sci-fi games are really popular. They also do extremely well on Kickstarters, to be honest, anyway. So yes, Belter is one I've got earmarked for possible publication, just to let you know. Let's see here. Joe chimed in here. You probably read it. I think you were reading this, Bill, already. So I still think there's stuff I need to give Joe. So yeah, I got to make sure he has. I'm sure he needs all the support to be successful on the job. So I'll check in on that. But yeah, Greg should be coming along and finalizing that. So let's see. Catching up on comments. I'm almost completely caught up. Please get in your town hall, everybody. Hashtag town hall. Progress on the Wabbit Whampage Deluxe Edition. Now, I don't know. This would probably be expensive for the print license for this. It's a very popular game series. So I don't think we could do a Wabbit Whampage. It would be a Possum Whampage, perhaps.
Yeah.
We could possibly do the Possum Whampage.
Yeah,
I think that's what we're thinking on that one.
So
Let's
did
see.
that artist guy ever get back to you on Zeppelin?
No, I checked my emails. I haven't heard back from him yet.
What a crock.
Yeah, sorry. I'll try Facebook again.
So
Let's see here.
You guys really have no idea how things
sometimes
simple stuff
can
just
take
go
a
on
while.
for years because people just don't want to do what people want to do, I guess.
Yeah, the over-under looks better on Shoots Trooper right now than Zeppelin Raider. Let's put it that way. I think.
Well, Shoots Trooper should have been done.
Yeah, no, that's the same thing.
Same problem.
Now, I'm not trying to upset you because I'll get you on this rant around trouble getting stuff done.
No, I don't care. No.
All right. All right. Mike wants to ask you this then, Bill. Does Compass plan on redoing any of the GDW titles like Air Superiority or Air Strike?
I didn't like those. Did I?
Okay. All right. There you go. Well, there's your answer, Mike. Don't expect to see it. If the owner says he didn't like it, Mike, you're going to have to convince him why he's wrong.
I never was a fan.
Change his mind.
I don't know why. No, that was not in my. That wasn't the ones we we have now, right? We didn't put any of those in.
No, we haven't. No. And then, Zeppelin Raider update is a non-update, as you just heard. Oh, good. Okay, Joe's got the box template. Thanks to my tremendous support.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Through Julian Thomas, of course, through that help. Although I have to get you the barcode, Joe, and some other stuff. There is a barcode that needs to go on the box, so I need to get that to you. Let's see what else. Comments. Town hall. Everybody, thanks for getting your town halls in, like Charles Ryder did, because you want to get a free game. Yeah, T-shirts. Maybe there were not as many questions, to be honest, about Compass Garb this time.
No,
When I was at Expo, it was all about having Compass go to other events. That was the big ask.
I
Compass.
talked to who?
No?
Yeah, I talked to Mo, and Mo is actually gonna do the merchandise stuff.
Awesome. That's right.
So we
So I
will
hadn't
have
announced that.
merchandise.
That's the big reveal. Stardust in the air.
Well,
That
I
knows-
think that's what I took away from the conversation. That might be not what Mo took away. I took away that
Yeah. It's
he has
confirmed.
I didn't know how easy it was.
Trust but verify, right? Just kidding. No, Mo does a great job and didn't have to verify it, but Mo actually was very eager to step up and be in charge of Compass merch. So Mo is our
Well,
guy.
no, he didn't eagerly step up. How it happened was we were talking, and then he goes, and I said, well, who's going to do this? Okay. And I got silent, and then he just said, oh, I'll do it. And I go, okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I trapped
That's
him.
a rat trap.
All right, let's see. Next one, Gilbert says, what is Victory at Sea? It's on John Edwards' design. Not War at Sea, but Victory at Sea. So check it out, because it's actually on our list of releases coming up for World War II, and you can click to get more information about it. And of course, if you're interested in more information about Victory at Sea, besides it being on our website already, on the pre-order page, Board Game Geek has some mention of it as well, since it was done quite some time ago. Matt wants an update on Russia 44. And Matt, I cannot give you one because Mark Herman has not been giving us an update on that. So don't know what to tell you, Bill. The over-under on Russia 44 it's looking about as bleak as it is in that whole Ukraine thing right now for Russia. It's not looking good right now. So we'll see. I don't know. I hold out hope. I'm a positive person that Mark's going to want to get those games linked up.
I'm sure
right?
at some point in time.
There we go. One day I'm sure we'll get it from Mark Herman. So I'm confident that's going to happen. What about Flight Leader? So Flight Leader. So
That
is
was
this?
Avalon Hill, wasn't it?
Well, I'm wondering if he's talking about Gregory Smith. Well, no, that would be Ace. That would be Flight Ace. So I'm not sure Flight Leader what that is, to be honest. Flight Leader. I don't remember that being an Avalon Hill game. Flight Leader. My brain's working on this right now. I'm trying to visualize a box
might
called
be an
Flight
answer.
Leader. I don't know.
362 days.
Don't know.
I don't know. It says.
JD Webster, he may have done those GDWs, but Bill didn't like them, so I don't know. How about Cursed Citadel Redo? Okay, let me think. Cursed Citadel Redo.
Yeah, I don't even know who that is.
Okay, that was 3W actually, Bill. So this is actually Masahiro in the 90s, early 90s, did a Cursed Citadel. I saw it on the flea market tables at Consum World Expo.
I told you Flight Leader was Avalon Hill. Cursed Citadel redo. I thought
Yeah, I think it was the picture. I'm picturing now a blue box with a guy in a mask, air mask, Flight Leader. So yeah, that's
yeah,
Avalon
but that was
Hill.
Avalon Hill, I told you.
Yeah, and this one was this one.
Didn't
I think it's
3W do something? Citadel?
Yes, well, Citadel, yes, Citadel for sure. That's a very popular design. That scored high. Yeah. Citadel's very popular game for sure.
Oh, White Death. I like that. I don't know.
White Death is awesome. That's an awesome game.
What's it about?
Yeah, we did not get Fire in the
No,
East.
we didn't get any of that.
Nobody's getting Fire in the East. If you don't know the legal entanglements involved, even if you even touch Fire in the East, just bring it up in conversation. I've burned my hand.
What happened to Red Eclipse? He's doing better, so that's good.
Yeah, he's doing better. So it's back to
We like him.
yeah. So that one we want to get out for sure. Yeah, Joe, you're gonna get that for sure.
What's he get?
This one didn't score very high. 1815 was scored one of the lowest. You know, it's one of those mood things. You do a survey, and some games just don't do all that good. And GDW is 1815. I have the game. I know it. I think I pushed counters once. Yeah, it didn't score very high. But if Bill likes the game, it's gonna
It
gonna
doesn't
get
matter.
done.
I don't care.
Hey,
if
I'm gonna have a new slogan. If Bill likes the game, it's getting done. That's the new slogan we're gonna work with.
Look, I don't think anybody liked Burma, but I liked it because we don't have it in our catalog, so I said we're going to do it.
Yeah, it's a good topic anyway to have. Yeah, there's Mo weighing in. See how excited he is? Told you he was
Yeah,
excited.
I told you. He knew.
Everybody's now supporting him. Everybody's now giving him big support to say
Yeah,
yes.
now I recall the conversation. He was telling me how to do it. Okay, how easy it is to do, and then that's when
he needs the high res files. He told me he needs the logos and stuff to get started.
Yeah, and that's why when I said, well, I sort of made it like, well, yeah, who's going to know how to do that? So he fell into the trap.
That's right. There you go. So I know he needs some high res files. I don't know if he got them yet, but I can get them from Julian, no problem. Yeah, fast. Yeah, Mo will do a great job. Mo has a good sense. Mo is actually his official title. Mo is our fashion czar. So he's going to be responsible. So just so you know, Bill, I talked to Mo what his requirements were for taking on this position for merch. So his demands, I got his list of demands, and he wants to be appointed as the Compass Fashion Czar. So he's going to be appointing outfits for you and Billy, and for me and for Brittany to wear for every show. Just so you know, that's on his list of demands. So he wants to be the fashion czar.
No,
let's see here.
Here's what I learned a long time ago about being in finance. My default answer is always no.
Yeah, I like that's. Yeah, that's like my dating history in a way, isn't it? It's like that. That was like the default answer. That's
always the default answer.
And that works out. Right? I see how where that developed from. It came from my dating history. Okay, Mo, thanks for joining us. Another Mo, thanks for joining us on YouTube. Any chance a new Mons game out before Christmas? I'm sorry, I can answer this with an absolutely no way that can happen because we just did play testing of Mons at Consim World Expo. Jeffrey Phipps has to make final adjustments, and then it gets submitted for artwork for the game. So it wouldn't be available anytime this year. Just to set clear expectations. It hasn't even gone to artwork yet, although that can happen very soon. George says yes. Bill loves 1815. So I'm translating this for you, Bill. George says,
to be honest, we don't have how I look at it, I don't even think we have a Waterloo game in our catalog.
So now we have one. Thanks to George and you convincing you to like it, we now have Waterloo 1815 to get done. We can absolutely, we've got to get cracking. I know we've got to get cracking on these GDW titles anyway.
Cracking, so we did it 6 months ago and we have 3.
Yeah, it's a good warm up.
That will be in printing in like the next 60 days. One of them's already there.
Yep, that's a good one. So here's some T-shirt ideas for Mo. I think Mo's already working on my idea for errata for a T-shirt concept. So we'll see how that goes. One of my favorite topics here. Let's see here. I would love to see a solid dice tower. That's something that those companies don't really offer for customization. That would have to be a one-off. Yeah, Flight Leader we covered. A fragrance. A fragrance line from Compass. That you could have really high profit margins in the fragrance industry, as you know, Bill, being a finance guy. You know your profit margins can be pretty insane for fragrances. Absolutely. So I see I'm way behind because we're talking about Flight Leader, and that's from 1986. Europa is Broken. You know what? It was being played. Far in the East was played at Consim World Expo. If you check out the photo gallery for the entire event. So it looked like it was a lot of fun, too. They looked like they enjoyed it. Torgal is an interesting title. D-Day? I don't think there's a D-Day from GDW, right, Bill? I don't know if a D-Day from GDW.
There was a Normandy. Yes, there was.
Oh, the double blind. There was the double blind Normandy.
Yeah, I'm not into double blind.
Yeah, Torgal was great. Okay. There we go. What level of complexity does Bill Thomas like? Given he's running the company, probably highly complex. No, I'm just kidding. His favorite game is World War I module for War in Europe. So I don't think that puts Bill in the easy to play, quick to play. I don't think that puts you in the quick to play, quick to learn category, Bill. If World War I.
It all depends on the day, really.
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
I'm all over the
All right. So let's see. Just catching up in comments. Make sure in the meantime, everybody, please get in your hashtag for the free for the free game. So please put in hashtag town hall. Very important that you do that. That's why I'm showing it right now. Please add it right now. Oh, War Table also has a finance history, and he agrees with Bill. There you go. Very good. Very good. Okay. Compass K rations with whiskey. I think Mo would be all over that. I've actually just gone a collector's binge for Drag nach Holsten and Unentschieden. So I've picked up both games, 2 double sets of it recently because I just love old games, and I just got my DNO Unentschieden vibe going. I don't know why, but yeah, I just went crazy on those 2 games because I know I'll never see Europa ever done again because of all the legal crap that goes on all the time. Yeah, there's probably something a little non-historical with Europa, but it's pretty impressive having all those games, and you could always do house rules. So I think you can get around that problem. And
yeah, I was gonna package the command games that were Victory in Normandy, Second Front, and Operation Sea Lion because they all use that same system.
Right. Right. All right. Well, shoot, I'm looking at the clock. We've gone over an hour already. So I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if there's final questions for Bill here or Billy. Please post away. Besides, I know I just said put in your hashtag town hall. So I probably got you guys distracted, but I think we've got about 3 or 4 minutes left on the clock to get in your final questions for Bill and Billy tonight.
Ooh.
So
Yeah,
let me know.
a little better.
Yeah, it was good. Paul saw the table, and it's on the photo gallery. Yeah, they were playing Fire in the East. I guess Scorched Earth was part of it as well. I wasn't sure, but you know what? That game doesn't have as big as counter stacks as you would think, based on some other games I've seen recently. Steven, thanks for the email. I'm so sorry I'm backlogged right now. I promise I'm going to get to your emails. Absolutely. I'm still catching up. I'm going to be catching up on stuff through the weekend, so I apologize for the lack of response. Let's see. Any last minute 1930 words for Bill? Any new words you want to give to Billy? Any shenanigans you want to pull off, Bill?
No. What?
You want to be a hooligan or
No. Here's what we want him to watch this, but he won't watch it. Okay. My wife has been watching. We tape them and we watch them, and they're actually funny. We watched the Blondie movies from that they were like 40-some movies that play here on Saturdays that are from 1936 or 5 to 1944. And we try to have Bill come and watch these,
No, they don't. They never do.
but he won't watch them.
Tell me a little funny one.
No, it's not that one.
There you go. All righty. So final questions did come through, and I'm getting punished personally for
Maybe
mentioning
conflict.
final questions because Mark's asking about Hitler's Last Gamble. Actually, I think Art is actually actively working on the rules and historical booklets for that right now, but I haven't talked to Art. I haven't talked to Art since I left for
No, he's
Consum World
finishing up the
Expo.
front.
So it's been over almost 2 weeks
He
now.
said
So Art can give the update on Hitler's Last Gamble because everything else is pretty much done for the game, which is hard to believe, but I can say that now. Brody movies are hilarious, I hear from my manatee, Bill.
Yeah, no, it was fun.
Yeah, Art's working on the booklets again for Hitler's Last Gamble. So that was a massive project undertaking, let me tell you. Pontiac's War, that one's wrapping up. That went through Brittany's final
that's
QA round.
that's next on our list.
That's next on our list. Thank you. Panzerkrieg, I have to check in with Masahiro on that to see if he's started since I've been away. That's to do the maps and the counters for the game. There are minor updates and tweaks to Panzerkrieg by the designer. Tank Leader, I saw a post last week that they said they had finished one of the last minor points to it. So that means I think we're trying to get the rules done, basically. So I'm hoping I can have good news next week about that, because I did see somebody said they were excited that we finally got this one thing resolved, or finished. I should say finished, not resolved. In progress from Brittany, so she's working on Pontiac's War. Panzer Pranks, I don't think we could probably just do our own Panzer Pranks, our own version of it. This is a good game. I agree with Joe Youst. Absolutely. Hero of Agrad is an excellent game that was done by 3W in a red box edition, which was a very cool game. Also, Duel for Kharkov is the same system. It had 4 maps. was very cool. And Jack Rady was the designer. Is Barbarian at the Gate still in stock? I believe it still is in stock.
Yes.
Yes, it is. Last corrections for Brief Border Wars from Greenhorn 65. Question mark. So I have not talked to Brian Train about the project since I've been gone. So that's just part of the proofing that we would do. So I don't think we've done last corrections for Brief Border Wars because we haven't done the final proofing round yet. And then Dulfer Kharkov uses a more complex system than Kirovograd, which is a one mapper. So that's good to know. All righty, we got all the great questions, and thanks everybody. I think I got all your questions in, so thank you so much for that. I think what we're going to do now is we're going to do a drawing, unless Bill wants to mention anything else. Bill, I think we're now at the stage for everybody to put in their hashtag town hall. Are we there?
No peace without honor.
No peace without honor. So thank you. We have over 200 people joining us tonight. So boy, we're keeping that record alive. I think just recently we've gone over 200 the last few times. So thank you to all 200 plus people that are on tonight. I want to mention in advance also, I'm going to be flying back into town next Thursday night. So I might move my Compass Games Live to like a Friday, Saturday session next week. It won't be on Thursday night. So I have to work that out and get approval from Bill to switch the date so we can do another pre-order unveil next week. It just needs to be after Thursday night. It has to be Friday or later for next week. So let's go ahead and do the unveil for the town hall. So again, this is for a copy. Well, I should show it. No peace without honor. So give me a second to set up the stage for you all to see the game. Let me do that really quickly here. So this is what we're going to be raffling off. So thanks again to everybody so much for being here tonight. It is the new recent release. I will update our homepage as it is now shipping. No peace without honor. Let's find out who is going to take this game or receive this game right now. So thanks to the 220 people who entered our drawing tonight, both on Facebook and on YouTube Live. And the winner of No Peace Without Honor, a very dishonorable person. I'm just kidding. No, congratulations. It goes to YouTube. John Vinyl, you are our winner. Look at the confetti, John. Usually there's no confetti, but because it's you, you get confetti. We are so excited.
You know what? I think, now I've been doing this for a long time. I think he has bought, if I'm not mistaken, I might be mistaken. I think he bought every game.
Oh boy,
we've ever done. He goes back to when we first started.
Okay, so right. Mo, I have a request for you. We need to have like a Compass Veterans shirt that's for somebody who's bought nearly every game from Bill. We need something that makes people stand out, that have basically supported like almost every single release.
Yeah, we'll only charge them like $100 for the shirt.
Yeah, make sure because he's used to giving Bill a lot of money.
Correct.
Right,
we wouldn't feel appropriate to get it for free.
Right. So John, we do have grievance counseling because you're so used to buying every game from Compass. I know this is a pretty traumatic experience for you, PST, that you're actually getting a free game for once from Compass instead of paying.
I swear to God.
But please send your email. Please send your mailing. Well, they already have your mailing address. You probably don't have to do anything, John. We'll just send you. Hey, Bill, do we have to do anything for John? Can we just send him the game? Does he even have to email you about this? I mean,
yeah, he has to email us.
Okay, so John, please send an email to sales@compassgames.com as our lucky winner for No Peace Without Honor. Again, awesome game. That is now yours, John. And thanks for all the support of Compass you've given us for all the years. That is awesome. We'll get Mo to do a special veteran garb for you with sequins. We'll have shiny sequins on it. And we'll have a picture of Bill in his little Compass Speedos because you're such a huge fan of Bill. We definitely want to do that. And you'll get both a front and back side of Bill, so you get to see his posterior as well. And I know that's probably an image people want to get out of their minds right now. So, all right, Bill and Billy, I'm glad you're back. Thank you so much. It's great to be back. Like I said, I'll check about the schedule for next week. It's going to have to be after Thursday, but I would like to get one rolling somehow after that for catching up in pre-orders. We got more to do. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for over 200 attendees tonight. Thank you so much again. And again, I'll leave the last word to Bill and Billy before we call it a night. All right. Over to you guys.
Yeah, have a good.
Been a pleasure.
Have a good and have a pleasure. I like that because I could fill in the blank. I got stuff all
Yeah, you
around
can
me.
put
I
whatever
can-
you want in there.
You don't know what's in this bottle right here. That is a great send off, guys. That is
Yeah, that's a
awesome.
new one.
Just don't call me in a half hour. I might not be able to pick up the phone in a half
Yeah,
hour. I
see?
don't know. We're gonna have to see. No, seriously. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, have a good one. Thanks for everything. Take
All
care.
right, take care. Bye, everybody. Have a good
Bye.
night. Bye bye.